So, yes, this is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and this is a brief movie review for February, what is it, 3rd? February 3rd. Yeah, I saw The Post, the Oscar bait movie, Steven Spielberg movie. It's sort of a prequel to All the President's Men. It's not supposed to be, but it kind of is. It's a story that's about the Pentagon Papers that predated the Watergate scandal. This would almost be a talking pointless episode from the other show, but it isn't really. They were clearly trying to riff on current events and riff on other events from just a year or so earlier, like secret papers, servers, and things like that. And yeah, and now current president who has other secret dealings, let's say. Um, so there's yeah, so it's about Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks are running the Post, which is then a local paper in Washington D.C. They became famous for this indirectly through New York Times covering the Pentagon Papers first, and then them doing it. In the Steven Spielberg version, they took liberties with what happened and all that. I'm sure there's other reviews where they've gone into it with a little more detail. Yeah, suffice it to say, it's fine as sort of a dramatization of what happened, because clearly, like a lot of that didn't quite happen like that, but that's okay. It's fine. I didn't think that you could photocopy stuff in the early 70s. It would have been like, yeah, I was wondering about that in the movie. The IMDb caught some errors, like the song that they played in the Vietnam scene, which is that famous Vietnam song, the Green River. But that didn't come out for 3 years, and the tagline was 66. So if only they'd set that scene at 69, it would have made sense. And somebody was wearing a shirt. That was the wrong kind of shirt, but it should have been an alligator shirt. But the IMDb has pointed this out too, so I don't need to. And other people have, because it came out a while back, but it came out 2 months ago in limited release, so they could get an Oscar. It came out at mid-December, late November elsewhere, and then here in January of 2018. So technically, because it was limited release in late December somewhere, it was here. It came here. Now it's was distributed by DreamWorks. The previews were kind of boring, so we won't go into those at all. They were kind of a mixed bag for the previews. The movie was at times really desperately trying for an Oscar. I would say that it's an okay movie. Rotten Tomatoes loves it, of course, because it has a lot of talking and slow parts. But I would say it's okay. It's just okay. If you count the last 30 minutes that are really good, and as a TV movie, it probably would have worked better. Yeah, I'd say it's not the best picture of the year. It isn't. It's okay. It's fine. I would say there were more good parts in Wonder Woman and the water the water movie those movies deserve more of the best picture than this movie. This movie has Tom Hanks and Meryl Streep, of course. No, I'm not saying that Meryl Streep shouldn't win Best Actress. She probably should next. I don't know. The water movie, and this one, they should be nominated, at least. I don't know if they are. I'm not going to check. But this is just a brief review because it already came out like a while back and finally got around to seeing it. The actors all did a good job. They didn't use the wrong kind of phones. They did use the wrong kind of delivery trucks. That's also on the IMDb. I double checked the IMDb afterward to see whether they caught them all. They caught all of them. So, yeah, they it's yeah. What they didn't catch though was that some of the conversations are really clear on the phone lines in the 70s, they wouldn't have been. I remember those rotary phones from when I was a kid, and there was always like clickety static in the background and stuff, even on the good ones, even the ones that were like out here. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to understand them really too well. But yeah, rotary, yeah. Oh yeah, and yet another Hollywood movie has a wristwatch in a Vietnam War scene. That didn't need to be there. Couldn't have been there. Yeah, there's another war movie coming out too. Stuff like that. Yeah, something about a Paris train attack or something. I think that was in the news a while back, but it was Clint Eastwood. It was a preview. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, The Post. It's okay. It's fine. It's 3 stars. It's fine. I guess older people will like it because it's slow moving and slow paced. But I was honestly falling asleep like a couple of times in it, so I can't say that I particularly liked it all that much. I mean, you know, it was there. It was fine. The linotype machines and stuff. Yeah, they showed this gigantic printing press thing. And it was like, is that really what it looked like? Also, the lighting looked a little more modern. All these little gaffes were like. That's when I woke up. I kept catching the gaffes, but no, I didn't fall asleep that much. But I kind of phased out like through most of it. There was like a dinner party scene that was a little confusing, in that like there was like a birthday party, dinner party going on during when they're making the call to publish the papers. After they get the papers from the New York Times guy, that was their connection, and they mashed all these scenes together. It goes on for the last maybe 40 minutes of the movie, trying to get these papers, the secret guy, and whatever. Before Deep Throat, it's before that guy. It's before the Watergate guy. It'll lead into the Watergate at the end. Yeah, so that was his name. They called him Deep Throat. I know it sounds dirty, but back then it didn't mean anything. It was just his name. But he's not in this movie, and Woodward and Bernstein aren't in it yet. They would be in All the President's Men. They'd be in the sequel. This is sort of a prequel to that. Yeah, so there was this dinner party going on, and it was like, what are they doing in the scene? How are they putting this together? What is this? Are they making this phone call in the same hour as the party's going on, or is the party just 3 hours long? Because confused as to where the scene breaks are and where they are in that situation. I understand that Spielberg rushed through this to air it so it would be topical. That kind of makes it a little off. Very similar to All the President's Men, which was better. That was, I think, Oliver Stone. But yeah, and that's been remade a couple times. So yeah, there were various other characters in it. I guess they were also trying to make the paper go public, go national. They were trying to like get on the stock exchange and all that. That was like the first hour of the movie. Seemed like it. Yeah, there was this big scoop because New York Times had the Pentagon Papers. The copying. Just how would they have? They would have used like, wouldn't they have used that purpley blue stuff back then? That stuff we had in Xeroxes and stuff, like an early Xerox copier. Yeah, they would have been that. Yeah, that purpley blue, like mimeograph stuff. It wouldn't have been a copier like a modern, like scanner copier. It would have been mimeographed. It would have had to have been. It was the 70s. Like I even remember those when I was in grade school, in the 70s. And yeah, they had those little ditto copiers. It was a ditto machine. Those would have been dittos. Yeah, it's like, how do they? Well, I guess they could have, but yeah. Anyway, so I may be off on that a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that that's how they copied things back then. Because the copier with the light in it going, that was Xerox. It was 78 or 79, a little later. I guess for the movie they had to use, as what essentially became the Xerox machine, which was the corporation. Yeah, and there was some other stuff about a 2017 song in the previews that had something to do with the Peter Rabbit movie, which looks atrocious. But yeah, that's not important. So yeah, that's my review of The Post. It's okay. I'm not sure if the Hanks performance is necessarily Oscar worthy. It's all right. They had a preview for Red Sparrow, which has Jennifer Lawrence doing a very cheesy Russian accent. It doesn't work. It's going to be funny. But yeah, it's ripping off the Atomic Blonde. The only way for a movie like Atomic Blonde to end is with her blowing herself up. That's not what happens. Yeah, and I'm not buying her as a badass, like evil super spy. Not at all. No. Everyone I know about lots about journalism history and stuff, and about New York Times versus the USA, and that line about the government's not above the press, because the freedom of the press and all that. Studied in journalism classes in the 2000s. Yeah, so that history was kind of there. Well, for a movie, they had to kind of make it look more like it was hip and modern or something. But they probably just walked into the offices like it wasn't even like a secret. They just, because they didn't have cell phones or anything, or internet or anything. So it's just, here's some papers. Here's a big crate with papers in it. Here, have a look. Which is not nearly as dramatic. So in the movie, they had a plane and all that. Which, but yeah, secrets. Ooh. Actually, they were declassified as of 2011. But anyway, well, that's too little, too late, I guess. But yeah, but then Nixon got in trouble for Watergate later on, and every news outlet ever since, anytime there's any kind of scandal, some group calls it Watergate, something Gate. Ooh, Servergate was the latest one. Russiagate is the latest one. It's not Watergate, as Woodward's still alive. He's all, quit calling it Watergate. None of these things are Watergate. None of them are. Anyway, because it doesn't refer, it refers to the building that was broken into in 1972. It doesn't refer to the, that doesn't make sense thematically. The Watergate, yeah. So, not Servergate, because that doesn't make sense. Also, that she was a secretary. She was a keeper of the secrets. So, and of course, the ones that are keeping secrets about Russia for the current administration, Trump, they also are keepers of secrets. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know any secrets, so don't ask. Yeah, I just review movies. Yeah. Anyway, so that was The Post, and yeah, topical and instantly dated Oscar bait, but I think Stone Gremlins just did a review of this movie, so they probably went all over all of the points that I just did, so I'm trying to not go over those points, because everyone else has. Yeah, it was okay, it was fine. See it and rent it and watch it on Blu-ray. You don't need to see it in the theater. It's not that awesome. I guess Lady Bird was good, but I didn't get to see that one. But yeah, Shape of Water, latecomers should get the Oscar. Not for fantasy film, for dark comedy. Zachary went for fantasy film. Fantasy film was already won by Wonder Woman, as well as Best Picture. Yeah, so there's that. And Star Wars Episode 8 won for something. I gave it to somebody. But yeah, as for Oscars, yeah, it's going to be pathetic this year. Pathetic Oscars. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's my review of The Post. I think that's all I got.